Good morning. You're watching North Alabama's news leader, News 19 this morning.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us this Saturday for News 19 this morning. I'm Lauren Harksen, and Saturday, October 9th. We start off with breaking news. A morning apartment fire causes a tenant to jump out of a second-story window. This morning, we heard from former Limestone County Sheriff Mike Blakely for the first time post-conviction. All right, we're going to look at this together in 2, 1. Yes, the clock in our newsroom went backwards this morning, and this is your official reminder to turn back yours too. While most people were asleep, daylight saving time ended, and we fell back 1 hour. And so just as you saw, our newsroom clock hopped from 1:59:59 back to 1 a.m. Now, you may be confused if you remember back in May when Governor Kay Ivey signed a bill to make daylight saving time year-round. Well, News 19's Hannah Jones joins us live to explain why exactly we still fell back an hour this morning. Hannah? And we're following breaking news from last night. 7 separate fires in Huntsville, all being investigated for arson. On the night of September 25th, 1996, lives were changed forever. 4 people were killed in Madison County in a mass shooting in what's known as the cell phone murders. Okay, so that's honestly not really my speed.
Yeah, no.
Dessert for breakfast definitely is. We're taking a closer look at what's being called the Great Resignation. 4.3 million Americans quit their jobs in August alone. That's a record. The biggest reason? Burnout. And rather than complain about the boss, thousands have become one by starting their own companies. A Morgan County church continues working to recover after vandalism caused thousands of dollars of damage. Okay, so we're in the heart of October, the spookiest month of the year, so it's the perfect time to bring out the blankets and watch some scary movies. Those strong winds causing damage to one Jackson County home late last night. The homeowners say they watched the storm roll in across a nearby pond and moved to the basement after getting a severe weather alert. It was an online contest of ginormous proportion, but Alaska's Fat Bear Week is now over. Protests all across the nation are demanding justice for George Floyd, who was killed in Minnesota police custody this past week. We received several photos and videos of flash flooding taking over several roadways in the Ardmore area. And that's where we find News 19's Hunter Drinkard. So, Hunter, what are you seeing this morning?
Hey, Lauren, knock, knock.
Who's there, Alex?
It's National Joke Day.
Oh, that was a good one. And News 19 has been covering some big news coming out of Limestone County as the North Alabama Zoological Society announced an agreement to purchase 2 properties in the area to build a zoo. And News 19's Yvette Sanchez joins us with more on the development and the economic impact it will have in Limestone County. Yvette? It's cool and it's definitely
Would you do that?
scary. I think I would go if I'm with people.
Oh, come on.
It has to be a big group. Would you?
Got to do it by, yeah.
By yourself?
By yourself.
Oh, very impressive.
I mean, there's a front door and there's a big door.
At some point you get out, right?
Yeah, at some point.
Okay, so for a lot of people, especially kids, the best part of Halloween is the candy you get when you go trick-or-treating.
But there's always one kind of candy that you're not very excited about.
Is it one of these?
Is it one of these? I feel like it's a lot for a lot of people.
Now, we've been hearing from Fayetteville residents as well as current and former city employees, many of them concerned about how their local government is functioning. Stand by for more on this story in the coming weeks.
Good morning. You're watching North Alabama's news leader, News 19 this morning.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us this Saturday for News 19 this morning. I'm Lauren Harksen. It's Saturday, November 13th. We're going to go right ahead and get a first check of the forecast with meteorologist Jessica Canuto. Good morning, Jessica. All right, thank you, Jessica. A Falkville man pleaded guilty in a federal court in our nation's capital. Officials arrested Lonnie Kaufman in Washington, D.C. the day of the attack on the Capitol building. Investigators say his truck was full of weapons and Molotov cocktails. 71-year-old Kaufman was indicted on 17 charges. Friday, he pleaded guilty to 2 of those weapons-related counts. He told the court he drove to Washington, D.C. from his Alabama home a few days before January 6th. Investigators say that morning he parked the truck on a D.C. street, carried 2 pistols, and went to the area where the Stop the Steal rally was to take place. Prosecutors said Kaufman had a pistol, rifle, and shotgun inside his truck, as well as a crossbow and bolts, machetes, significant rounds of ammunition, smoke smoke canisters and a stun gun, along with 11 Molotov cocktails. Now, Kaufman's sentencing hearing is set for April 1st. Based on federal guidelines and the charges to which he's pleaded guilty, he's looking at a prison sentence ranging from 37 to 46 months that won't run consecutively. Until his sentencing hearing, he will remain in jail in the D.C. area. And many Alabama parents are making it a priority for their kids to get vaccinated against COVID-19 as health officials recommend the shot for everyone 5 years old and up. Earlier this month, advisors from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention gave emergency authorization to kid-sized doses of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine. But with many Alabama adults lagging near the back of the pack in vaccination rates, the numbers are not expected to be high for children. Only 416 doses of the Pfizer child vaccine have been administered to children around Alabama so far. A doctor in Troy, Alabama, said that of those 416 doses, her clinic has administered about 40 doses and that they have not received any callbacks in regards to side effects. With the approval of the vaccine for kids, parents are still hesitant to have their children vaccinated. Children who receive the child dose of the COVID-19 vaccine are only getting 1/3 of the amount of the adult dose. And with COVID-19 numbers continuing to drop in our area, many people are looking for a sense of normalcy. And with that, community events and shows are back in full swing here in Huntsville. The Von Braun Center has live events basically every week and weekend nowadays. But of course, some people are still worried about the spread of COVID-19. So News 19 asked Samantha Nielsen with the VBC what their current protocols are.
We are following the protocol set forth by each artist or the leasee on an event-by-event basis. Some events are requiring, masking. Some are not. Some are requiring tests, and different things like that.
Nielsen says if you're interested in a concert or show at the VBC, the COVID-19 protocols for that specific event will be listed online. And people in need of emergency rental assistance in Huntsville no longer have the opportunity to apply for help, at least for now. But how much longer will residents facing late fees and evictions have to wait to apply again? Well, News 19's Yvette Sanchez joins us live with more details on that from city officials. Yvette? All right, thank you, Yvette. A one-stop shop for families with pediatric needs. That's how health officials are describing a new much-needed space for pediatric care here in Huntsville. The facility will mainly function for those who are financially insecure and require added services in addition to medical care. News 19's Archie Snowden got to take a closer look at the new pediatric super clinic. Now, Mars says the new facility will not offer the COVID-19 vaccine for children, but that is coming soon. She says they will continue to use Crestwood Pediatric Center for at least the next 2 years until a new facility is built in downtown Huntsville. And while it is getting chilly outside, some people in the area can't afford to bundle up. If this includes you, stick around. We'll have more on a church's free shopping day that begins in just a few hours.